So, you don't have to step forward to be Goblin Hero. You just have to not step back. And today, rather than talking about geeky stuff or trying to stream a game and all that stuff that I don't do enough of for my channel, I'm going to make a cake. And I'm getting all my ingredients. This is going to be a vegan cake. Not that I'm vegan, I'm not. But I know some people that are, and I've learned a little bit of cooking stuff. So what you're going to need is 2 cups sugar, 2 cups flour, 4 tablespoons of unsweetened applesauce, and you can do a whole cup of cocoa powder. This is a half cup of cacao powder. It's a little stronger than cocoa powder, so I go with a half cup. 2 teaspoons baking soda, 1 teaspoon salt. And then, to replace the egg, we have 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, and 6 tablespoons of water. And we're going to heat this until it has an egg-like consistency. You also need, obviously, your mixing bowl, and you're going to need 2 cups of hot water. Hot water, not boiling. So the first thing is going to be getting this in here. Hold on. Oh, I'm going to have to edit and splice this video together because I wish I had a hands-free camera for doing this, but I obviously don't, and I have to scrape that clean. So after doing this once, I realized I put my finger over the microphone on this camera. There's only like one tiny spot, but I did it. So, but since I was doing a second cake, now this is the flaxseed and water mix. I got it on high on the oven. So we heat this, pulls out the oils from the flaxseed into the water, and it gives it a nice, thick, egg-like consistency. And I mean that literally. I mean, it's not like, oh, you get a little gooey. No, it's like dealing with an egg. It really gets to that point. So, about my other ingredients. Applesauce. Place of butter. Well, I think butter is one of the things that make the cake moist. And applesauce, especially unsweetened, is a really good replacement. Salt and baking soda, that's pretty standard. Now I'm just using standard flour. You could use a gluten-free flour if you're concerned about gluten, or you have someone that has a gluten allergy. Now, raw cacao, I could just use Hershey's cocoa or something. Raw cacao, I only use a half cup. If I was using cocoa, I'd use a whole cup. Yeah, if I was using cocoa, I'd use a whole cup. I'm saying that again because I may have put a finger over that microphone hole again. So now that you can see this bubbling, and it is starting to take on a kind of texture. You know, it's like if you stuck a spoon in an egg and you got it dribbling off it. Then I'll pull this off heat, stick it in a bowl, and ready it with the rest of my ingredients. Now, it's important we understand, just because this cake is vegan doesn't mean, oh, healthy. I've still got 2 cups of sugar over there. This is still a treat. Now, I'm not rinsing it out from the last cake I made. I'm just going to make it all over again. Just get some of my dry ingredients in here. The flour, the sugar. Yeah, I wish I had a hands-free camera. It would make this so much easier. No, I don't want to spend that money. I've got too many other things I need money for right now, unfortunately. So, let's probably going to make a little bit of a mess. I kind of wish this had... I've seen some mixers with shields on the sides, but this doesn't have it. Just gotta use my hands sometimes. So that'll all mix up. Let's add in our applesauce. Just dump it right in. Get him out of the way. Now our flax eggs, which it's generally 1 tablespoon of flaxseed with 3 of water heated will make that mixture, and that's good for 1 egg replacement. So I've used 2 with 6 tablespoons of water for the purpose of doing this. That'll slip right off of there. Okay, our mixture's gotten a little crunchy. I'm going to add some of the water. And then I'm going to slowly add more. This will become a very liquid mix. So it'll pour right into the pan. I coat the pan with just, standard cooking spray. There are some alternative cooking sprays out there now. I know there's some with coconut oil, as long as you're not allergic to coconuts. Apparently some people are. You never know. This is primarily cacao powder, sugar, wheat flour, the applesauce, the flax, and salt and soda, baking soda, not club soda or something. So you just let that mix for a bit. So yeah, I'm just using Pam, made with canola oil. You can look through the ingredients. There doesn't appear to be any, it does have soy, so if you have someone that can't do soy, if you coat it with butter, it's not vegan anymore, because butter comes from animals. Okay, 350 degrees, that's all what you need for the heat. It should just pour right into the pan. If there are little chunks, don't worry about it. It'll cook. Then it's about 30 to 35 minutes. Give it the normal toothpick test. If the toothpick comes out wet or with things on it, cook it longer. This cake will come out a bit spongy. It's not going to be your typical cakey cake, but trust me, it's good. I still got plenty of time on this cake, but I just want to give a little shot of how it's cooking up. Okay, here's finished cake. We'll cut off a little piece so you can see. Yeah, it comes out very dark. This is well cooked. It's a spongy cake. It falls apart pretty quick. But that's the vegan cake. Ow, it's still really hot. So, I'm trying to make some frosting, but coconut butter. This is hard to work with sometimes. It's very solid right now. So what I'm doing is, I put it in a bowl, in another bowl, filled with warm water. So as it heats, it'll become pliable. I'll be able to stir it up. Now the recipe I'm using for the frosting, I probably could have doubled it up because it doesn't make a whole lot. But I use a 1/4 cup maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of cacao powder. You could use cocoa if you wanted. That I didn't cut in half. I also used a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And now I've got to put in my coconut butter, which has gotten a lot more fluid, so it'll mix. I'm also going to use some coconut milk to thin it. You could also use rice milk or almond milk. You know, it's just to make it vegan. Keep it vegan. Because if you use cow's milk, obviously that comes from an animal. But roughly 2 tablespoons of this to thin it. After that, any more just in case you want it thinner. Now, this frosting will have a very distinct coconut taste. It's good, it's chocolate, but it'll also have that distinct coconut taste. So if you have someone that doesn't like coconut, they might not like this frosting. They may still like this frosting. I know some people that don't like coconut that they actually do like this frosting. But it's still coconut. They still know it's coconut. Okay, so I coated my second cake with the frosting. I just poured it right on there. Because the cake was still warm, it really just flowed. A thing to understand about this frosting is because it's coconut butter as the base, when it gets cold, it will harden up. Just like how hard it is in here, pretty much. So if you're not going to coat your cake right away and you're going to store your frosting in your fridge, you have to be prepared to warm it back up. Because otherwise, you're not going to be able to spread that thing. But my last suggestion for this cake to put it over the top, cherry pie filling. Or cherries, just tart cherries go good with chocolate. And this cake, with this frosting and some tart cherries, I think it's one of the greatest desserts you'll be able to make yourself.